Happy Easter! So when I got up this morning, I was making the coffee and was looking at my phone, and up popped a like from Jason Cuffs. Jason's a co-worker of mine, best teacher I know, great with content, connects with kids like nobody's business. He's just awesome. And his like got me thinking about what song I'm going to do today. It's got nothing to do with Easter, but decided to do this one. You'll never see it on the pop charts, but of course you'll never see anything of mine on the pop charts, but this one will be farther than most. This is called Marbury versus Madison. My name's Johnny Marshall, and I'm a Federalist. Believe strong federal government, it gives us the best way to run democracy. No state powers for me. I'll tell you about a time my thoughts got put to the test. Well, here is a story from 1803, same year that we bought the Louisiana Territory. But that's another song. This would go on too long, and most of you think that it already has. And we on the Supreme Court, we had a good gig. We had the best clothes, oh, we wore the best wigs. But none of us knew what judicial review was supposed to be, so well, I made it up. Well, old Johnny Adams, he was a poor sport. When he lost his presidency, he went and loaded the courts with his Federalist friends. Was a means to enhance, to keep power out of the hands of the Republicans, who today are known as the Democrats. So old Johnny Adams, well, he left a pile of government appointments, which he left with a smile for the new president, Thomas Jefferson, who sent poor James Madison to deal with John Adams' guile. And we on the Supreme Court, we had a good gig. We had the best clothes, oh, we wore the best wigs. But none of us knew what judicial review was supposed to be, so well, I made it up. Well, Madison stood roughly 5 feet and 4. He saw those appointments but chose to ignore them. Marbury took offense. He got downright incensed, and he took poor James Madison right to court. Did we have to listen to Marbury's cries? We studied the laws with our very own eyes. Did Madison rob him of a government job? Well, what I decided was quite a surprise. Because basically, I chose to avoid the highly partisan question of Marbury's appointment, based on the fact that if I decided for Marbury, the Federalist-dominated Supreme Court would be seen as a puppet of the Federalist Party, or the Republicans would ignore my decision, and the Supreme Court would be considered powerless. This was a no-win situation. I can't read my lyrics. And I decided to look at whether the law which had enabled Marbury's appointment was in fact a legal or constitutional law. When I decided it wasn't, This established the Supreme Court's power of judicial review, the power of the Supreme Court to declare a law or a political action unconstitutional. I looked at a law, the Judiciary Act of 1789, and I said, take it back, it's unconstitutional. Make it void, make it null. And that's how the Supreme Court got judicial review. I know that didn't rhyme, but at least now we're through. Or so you thought, because this landmark decision filled the nation with pride. The Liberty Bell cracked the day that I died. That's another story. I'll go down in glory for giving the Supreme Court powers that are clearly defined. Happy Easter.